crazy like some animal. My friends, they tell me I'm losing control, but I got a secret they don't know. I like that. Crazy like some animal. My friends, they tell me I'm losing control, but I got a secret they don't know. I like that.
We are live. Good afternoon and welcome to my live Saturday class. My name is Terry. I'm wearing my uniform. It's very good afternoon to everyone. It's a very cold, dark, wet day in Ireland, so it's a good day to study some grammar. So I just want to say thank you for coming. I hope you're all well in this difficult time. It's not a lot of fun at the moment, difficult times, but thank you for taking the time to come to class and learn some English. So I want to say hi to some people. Trudy, hoe gaat dit met je? Ik hoop je vindt het leuk hier leren. Hope you like it. Yasmin's here. Christina from Germany. Rosalia Servus in Hungary. Alessandro Faria. E aí, cara? Valeu? Tudo bem? Bem-vindo para a aula. Ella is here. Sylvie, bienvenue. A lot of people here. And Raghav, Jossi, hello and welcome back. How's it going? Julia's here. Iliada Hava is here. Ella Hava, Sarku Ra from Myanmar. Excellent. Okay, so today we are going to look at present perfect for experiences, and I want a big focus of this class we did present perfect a little bit last week, and we're doing again this week, focusing on the two most important points, but really coming to when do we use it? Not focusing too much on grammar rules, but just looking at what exactly are the ways we use it and how do we use it? Raghav, you're from India. Very cool. Very nice. Cool to meet you. Also, to let everybody know that you can download the slides for free. I have in my online school, my online academy. Oh, Yasar's here. You can find find the link in the comments. 1 second. You just need to create a name and account, and you can just get it's an easy way for me to give you the slides for free, because after this class, I'm going to save the slides in PDF, and you can just read because there's a lot of notes, and it gives you a chance to check everything again, as well as the answers for the quiz. Hola, Santos, comprei meus cursos. Que bom, que sucesso. I don't speak much Portuguese here, Alessandro, but this is good for you as well. But anyway, TTT, not exactly, Yasser, not exactly. Okay, so let's get started. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get nice and into it. So it's a little bit difficult for me to see the comments. Azhar, my health condition is excellent. I'm perfectly well. I live in a very isolated area, so I don't really have much contact. Yes, I really admire that it's 9 p.m. in India, Raghav, and I'm thinking about doing lives at a different time, at an earlier time, so that students in India can watch the live, because for some students in Brazil and Mexico now it's their morning. So we have to find the best we can. All right, so let's get started. Now, I want to talk just about the present perfect and just start the idea of the class here. Now, we have a lot of ideas with the present perfect. There's a lot of different ways, but the two most important ways, in my opinion, and two most fundamental ways are these two basic ways. Now, last week we saw, if you saw the live, or you can check the replay, it's about duration, right? Something started in the past and continues now. That was the focus last week. And this week, it's an action or experience in the past, when someone's asking you about an experience, but we don't know when exactly. So it's a little bit difficult to read the comments during the lesson. I'll definitely do my best to stay on top of the comments as best as I can. It's actually quite a little bit difficult. So I'm just going to teach a little bit and we'll go from there. So this is where I am. I am Irish. If you don't know, I'm an English teacher. I'm a linguist. I can speak Spanish, Portuguese, French, and Italian. Languages are my passion in my life, but this is where I am now, in this little town. And the first idea of the present perfect, action that started in the past and continues now, duration, we saw last week, was that last year or 2 years ago, November 2019, I started to live in Donegal town. It's where I am now. It started in the past and continues now. So I continue here now. And you can say, I have lived in Donegal for 1 year, 2 months. I have been here for 1 year, 2 months, right? Expressing duration. And if you remember, you can express this in two forms. You can say, I have been living in Donegal for 1 year, 2 months, which is much more common than I have lived in Donegal for 1 year, 2 months. Oh, I can't see the comments. Sorry, guys, I can't really see the comments. I'm just going to do a little bit of the lesson. Sorry if you're writing stuff. I'm really sorry. So let's focus this week now on an experience or action in the past, but we don't know when exactly. Now, maybe that is not super clear, but let's just sort of see the idea. Have you ever? This question in English, why do we use this question specifically, have you ever, and asking about past experiences? Christina from Hungary is here. Doha, it's 6:30 in Iraq. Jodson Carvalho, you're there as well. Cool. Okay, just checking the comments. So, have you ever? Asking about past experiences. So this is about the idea of an experience or an action in the past, but we don't know when exactly. For example, you can say, I have been to Italy 2 times. And your focus is just about the experience when you're talking to someone. For example, I can ask you guys, and I'm asking you now. My question to you, I'm going to put in the comments. Have you ever been to Italy? Right? So that's the first time I'm going to ask you this question today. But if I ask you, have you been to Italy? At the moment, I don't know. I have no idea. But if I say yes, I say I have been to Italy 2 times, it's an experience or action in the past, and we don't know when exactly. All right. That's the crucial point that we are going to see. So these are just 2 examples here. Like, have you ever been to the United States? Have you ever seen the movie Inception with Leonardo DiCaprio? These are the kind of experiences of visiting a place, seeing a movie, trying foods. Have you ever broken a bone? And in the moment of asking, I'm just focused on the experience itself. So if we look at the question, have you ever? If we have the word ever in a question in this way, have you ever? The really important point is that I don't know, or I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. For example, if I look in the comments, I don't know any of you people, right? I've never met any of you in person. And I can see the Corelli, I haven't visited Italy, but Trudy Mas has been in Rome, has been in Florence. So in that moment of asking, if I ask you, have you ever been to Italy? I have no idea. I'm just asking about the experience of all the time from the moment you were born until now. Have you ever been? Elizabeth is saying yes and no. There's a story there, Elizabeth. That's curious. I've been to Italy like 5 times. But when we have ever in the question, it's the idea of I don't know or I'm not sure, right? For example, have you ever worked in a restaurant before? So for many years, I worked in restaurants before I became a teacher. And usually when I was arriving in the restaurant with my CV looking for a job, the first question is, have you ever worked in a restaurant before? Because asking, have you ever, I have no idea. I'm just asking about all the time from when you were born until now. Or have you ever worked in a software company before? But these are just examples. So that's the essential point about asking this kind of question. Have you ever worked in a restaurant before? I'm asking you now. I'm asking you in some way. For example, I can go to the comments and see, for example, Christina Glatti, you'll see like I have never been there. Later you'll see Christina is not to say I never was there. It's not exactly correct. Yasmin says, unfortunately, I have never been to Italy yet. So before I ask these questions, I have no idea. Never met any of you guys, right? So if you have it here, for example, you have a positive answer. Well, let's ask this question here now. I'm asking you guys, have you ever worked in a restaurant before? And if you want to give a positive answer, it's true. You say, yes, I have worked in a restaurant before, right? And you're giving no information about when. But if you just say in the negative, you say, no, I have never worked in a restaurant before, okay? Now, look here closely that if the answer is no, if I ask you guys, have you ever worked in a restaurant before? Or have you ever been to Italy? And the answer is no, it's really just the end of the conversation. There's nothing to continue. But if I ask you, have you ever worked in a restaurant before? And you say yes. Now look at the next question. Where did you work before? Now look closely at the difference, because in the first question, have you ever worked in a restaurant before? I have no idea. I don't know anything about you. I'm not sure. I'm just asking. I have no idea. But when you answer yes, and now I want specific information, the question changes. Where did you work before? And this difference is what I want to talk about today, okay? Doha has never worked in a restaurant before. Have I ever played war games? I've played Call of Duty, yes, definitely. Doha is a civil engineer. Have you ever eaten sushi? I have tried sushi many times. So let's continue. When I'm doing the presentation, I can't see the comments very well. I have to click to another window. So let's just repeat that. If I ask you, have you ever, and about a movie, or have you ever worked in a restaurant? When I'm asking, I'm not sure, or I don't know. I really just don't know. From the moment you were born, and I'm asking now, I don't know. But if you say yes, for example, I don't know, did anybody, let's see, for example, Trudy Maas, she answered yes when I asked, have you ever been to Italy? Trudy Maas said Rome and Florence. Now, for example, imagine I'm talking to Trudy and I ask her, oh, when did you go to Rome? When did you go to Florence? What did you do? How long did you stay? Because I'm asking about that specific moment and not just did it happen in general, right? And this is where we have the past simple, okay? Where this is how we ask the did, he, she, it, or need, or want. Now, what's important to remember is that with your simple past, here, okay? So, sorry, I got a bit confused. What I wanted to say was, if you see the question here, did he need, or did he want, or when did you go? Notice that, see the past word in the question, it's in the present. So for example, you say, I went, I didn't go, did I go, right? And that's a really big difference between your language and my language about how the past simple just works, okay? So the really important part is with past, simple past here, you say when. There's some information about when, right? I went to Italy 3 years ago. Or let me just check the comments, for example. Call of Duty is asking, have you ever played war games, right? Or have you ever tried playing video games? So if I ask you then, well, when did you play last? Or what game did you play yesterday? It's the difference between have you ever asking about an experience and then the did you asking about specific information, okay? So that's the fundamental point about simple past, about the did you or just I worked compared to I have worked. See here, I worked in a restaurant when I was a student, when I was a university student. And I started university in 2014 and finished in 2018. Actually, those dates are wrong. Sorry, the years are wrong, but it's true that I worked as a student when I was at there. So simple question here. Have you ever been to Ireland? Okay. Now I'm just repeating the same concept of the question. Have you ever been? And again, if I'm asking you, have you ever been to Ireland? I don't know. I mean, I'm asking now, I'm kind of curious in the comments. Maybe a lot of you have never been to Ireland. It's a small kind of place, right? Trudy said she went to Italy when she wasn't married yet. Oh, very nice. It must have been a lot of fun, right? But in the moment of asking, have you been to Ireland? You can say here, no, I have never been to Ireland. But here, just to say I never went there, it doesn't make sense in English. If you're just talking about an experience sometime in your life or just an experience in general, say, I have never been to Ireland. But if you say, I never was there, doesn't really make sense. If you want to say, I was, you will need to give information about when, okay? So that's the crucial point about if you want to answer no, is you can't say, I never was there, but I never went there, but I have never been there. And that's how English expresses the idea of experiences. So yes, I have been to Ireland before, but it's not correct to say, yes, I was there before, or I already was there. Because I know, for example, Brazilian Portuguese, to express this kind of idea of experiences, some languages just add the word already and then just put the place. But I have never been to Ireland before. Because the crucial difference is with have been, you're not saying exactly when. So most people have never been to Ireland. Trudy has been in Dublin for a week. Very nice. When did you visit Ireland, Trudy? You never told me you visited Ireland. Please tell me which year, or do you remember? Well, I could see a lot of negative answers, unfortunately, but I would love you guys to come and visit, and like we can do some live classes one day. one day. So when we're asking, have you ever? And you really need to think about your language, how you express this idea in your language as compared to did you, right? So if I'm asking, have you ever, for example, until now, have you ever worked in a restaurant? Have you ever been to Italy? Have you been to Ireland? I'm just asking about the experience. And it's a really human thing to ask about experiences. Have you tried something? Have you tried a food? Have you ever tried Guinness or whatever, right? So again, I'm repeating myself a little bit, but I'm asking here, have you ever been to the United States? Have you ever been to the United States? You really don't remember, Trudy? Have you ever been to the United States? I have been in the airport. I have never been inside the United States exactly. I have been in the airport. I was there 3 years ago because I was with my ex-girlfriend and we were traveling to Brazil. So can you see the difference of, I say, for example, I have been inside the airport, but I have never been in an American city. I have never visited an American city. But when you want to give more specific information, I say, well, I went there 3 years ago. I went there because I had a connection flight to Brazil with my ex-girlfriend, right? So I'm kind of curious about, about your answers. Sylvie, you're invited to Ireland, definitely. Have you seen The Queen's Gambit? So this is a nice way of saying, have you seen or have you ever seen The Queen's Gambit? Because it's kind of a recent thing. It was a really recent popular thing. I have not seen it yet. In fact, I have I have never seen it. But I was wondering, have you guys seen it, and what did you think? Did you like it, or did you hate it, or how was it, right? But if the answer is yes, you can say, I've already seen it. And if we think about this sentence, I've already seen it, it just means that it happened. You are not saying when. And if I ask you more specific information, or really, well, when did you watch it? All right. Or really, when did you watch it? I watched it last week, right? So I'm kind of repeating again and again and again a little bit about have you ever and did you. About when you don't know or you're not sure, you ask have you ever. But when you want specific information, you ask did you. So for example, if we see here the past tense. Now, let's just stop for a second. See this phrase here. You wanted to buy it. Please think for a moment, how do you say this in your language? Just stop for a moment and think, just how do you say this sentence? You wanted to buy it. And now look at the negative. You didn't want to buy it. You see here in the negative, the past word wanted, which is the past tense of want, changes now to want in the present. Now think about how you say this in your language, because all the languages I can speak, they don't change the word. Like, for example, in Spanish, yo quise, yo quise, or yo quería, y no quería. And it's just that simple. But notice how English changes in the negative. And then in questions, did you want to buy it? Because one of the problems or one of the little mistakes people have using the past simple is they forget in the negative, the word is in the present. And then in the question, the word is also in the present. See here, did I, did you, did we need to go, right? And the important point is that if you're asking did I or did you, the next word is in the present. What next verb is in the present. Does that make sense? And then if you have a WH question word, what, when, where, why, etc., you still need the word did to ask a question, all right? And then with have you ever been, seen, gone, it's a past participle, but it's really, really important that you change the word order. Have you ever, all right? It's always that change of word order. So if I ask you, for example, have you ever been to Spain? The idea first is, if I ask you guys, have you ever been to Spain? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just guessing. I'm just asking, like, about your experiences in your life from when you were born until now. The focus is on the experience and not when. Okay. So here, for example, you can say, I have been to Spain before. You can use the word before, or you can say, I have been to Spain 20 times. That's not a joke. I lived in 3 different cities and I have traveled many times to Spain. Like 20 times is not a joke. But my point is that when you are talking about your experiences in the positive, yes, I have been to Spain before, or I have tried something before. I have been to Spain 20 times, that you can use the word before or the number of times, right? I think someone said they have been to Italy 2 times or something, right? Right. Okay. Let's go to the comments. George has seen it already. No, I have never been to Turkey, and I really, really want to come. I would love to come and to teach in Turkey one time. Ilya. Yasmin's seen it already. Rosalia, yes, I have visited Hungary. I have been only one time, but I went to Hungary about 7 years ago for a dental treatment. I needed, this tooth is not real. I broke it. It's broken. And I have been there, and I really want to go back. Elizabeth, you've been to Spain 0 times. Yeah, maybe you can try it. What is the difference between already and ever, please? Okay, Sylvie. So the difference between already and ever. If you say already, it's a little bit like a surprise. Like it's before you were expecting, right? If you say I have already done it, it's like, oh, like it's faster than you were expecting it, right? So if you say something like, have you already prepared the lesson for today? Where it's like it's faster or surprising for some reason why that it's faster, right? And then ever is asking in the question about, well, have you ever? For example, Chris is asking, have you ever been to Mexico? Ever in the question implies that you don't know when you're not sure, right? So already means it's surprising, like for some reason, like I have already read 12 books of high literature in French or something like that there. But it already is a surprise, and ever is about a question, all right? No, Chris, sadly, I have never been to Mexico. I have been invited to Mexico. Okay, guys, right. Are you guys ready for a quiz? It's quiz time. I'm going to play a video for you guys, which has a very simple exercise. Let me see here. It's very simple. I've got 8 phrases, 8 sentences. They're all incorrect. I want you to find the mistakes and write the correction in the comments. You have about 40 seconds for each question, and you don't need to write all of the mistake. You can write just the part you think is the incorrect part, all right? So it's about 3 or 4 minutes, but we've got a quiz time to really check what you understood of this lesson, all right? All right, where is it? Whoop. Okay, very good. Some great answers. A little bit more time this week, so you had time to write the answers. I'm just going to go through it together with you guys. Let's look at the answers all together. So this one is a very simple one. Everyone got this, I think, about have you ever been there before? So it's usually just sometimes a pronunciation or a little mistake. It's just have you ever been there, about getting the right past participle. The next one here is kind of a lot of people got this right. So Trudy got it, Ilya got it right, the Corelli, Michael D. Fernandez, you got it right, Chris got it right. I have never tried this fruit. So again, just remember that you cannot say I never tried this fruit. Usually you're translating word by word from your language. If you're saying I never tried this fruit, it's incorrect. So the way we talk about experiences, I have never tried this fruit, right? With number 3, you see some people get a little bit confused about the not or don't, whatever, and don't never have tried. It correct is I have never tried. So Chris, Farida got it right. Elizabeth got it right. Call of Duty Mobile, Christina. Aha, now you see it, Christina, about I have never tried, not that I never tried. Because I remember you said I was right there. So number 4 was a really important one. Everybody got this right. So for some languages, especially French and Italian, the way you use present perfect in French and Italian is you use it all the time. And usually French and Italian speakers have problems with this kind of thing. And that if you're using the present perfect, I have done it, this is just saying an experience in the past. But when you have a specific time, you get there like Sylvie, you got it right. Très bien, correct, right? But it needs to be I did it yesterday at 3 p.m. Because the moment you have specific information about when, then it changes, right? Meltovagan got it right. Christina got it right. Farida, Call of Duty, there. Okay. The next one here is I didn't think it was a problem. So everybody got this one right, but this one correct. But just remember how in your language, very easily, this is how you translate it. And it's a little normal mistake you hear with students. They say, I didn't thought, they just make a little mistake, but you have to be careful with that one, okay? Number 6 is, again, have you ever visited the United States? If we want to use did, it's asking specifics, right? A specific question, all right? About when. Like if I ask you, have you ever visited the United States? You say, yes, I have. And I ask you when, right? What time? Rosalia, yeah, you got it right. Christina got it right. Yasmin got it right. Well, of course, you're the English teacher here, Yasmin. Again, you have ever tried the sport? Again, it's just not putting the correct word order in the question. Have you ever? Again, I think everybody got that right. The Corelli got it right. Miriam Damshevali, is that correct? Have you been? Have you ever? Ella got it right. Omer got it right. Great. All right. So careful, Sylvie. It's have you ever? Because I know it's a little bit difficult, Sylvie, because est-ce que tu as déjà visité les États-Unis? Because it's just the way you construct it in French is the word déjà, right? Est-ce que tu as déjà visité? But just to be careful, in English we say have you ever, right? And then finally is not to say did you already see this movie, but have you already seen this movie? Okay, so remember again that if I ask you if there's a new incredible movie, like what's an example of a good movie, a good series, right? There's like the Queen's Gambit, and it's new and everybody's talking about it, and I say, have you seen it? Have you already seen it? And I just want to know, did it happen or not, right? But when I ask more specific questions, I ask, did you? Oh, Carmen's here. Welcome. Okay, so just to finish our class a little bit, just a couple of conversation questions, just to kind of finish. So my question for you guys is, have you ever been on TV? Can you see this picture here? This is a picture of me. I have been on TV one time in my life. This was 9 years ago when I visited a special Chinese statues exhibition in Dublin. This was 9 years ago. And the RTE TV crew, they asked me, do you want to just say a few words, give a review? And I did. And one time about 2 a.m. when I was getting food in a fast food place, I saw myself on TV at night. Not there, right? Raghav, very good. Raghav, have you ever been on TV? Maybe it's not so important to get there, but yeah, Faridi, you could say, have you already watched or have you already seen? But have you ever been on TV? Maybe it's not set there. Elizabeth Passanti, thank you for the lesson today. Oh, I'm very, very happy. I have been on TV one time, and it was 9 years ago. It was the start of my career, right? What is the channel name? It's not a YouTube channel, Raghav. It was just RTE, which is this is 9 years. This is a TV channel. Just Tapio from Finland. Hello. How's it going? Normally you guys, Call of Duty, you've been in the news. Okay, when were you in the news and why were you in the news? So my question is, have you ever been on TV? And I can see here, for example, Call of Duty Mobile says, I have been in the news, right? But when I ask you more specific questions, I ask you, well, when were you on the news and why were on the news? Carmen, how did I feel watching myself on TV? It was a surprise, a little bit uncomfortable. It's not easy to be on camera. Actually, it's actually quite hard. RTE, it's an Irish channel. RTE, Raghav, RTE. Yasmin was on a local TV once, and Farida has been on TV for a couple of times. Please tell me why. I would love to know why. Why were you on TV? Okay. So next conversation question, maybe not the happiest. Have you ever broken a bone or have you ever had a serious injury? I myself have never broken a bone. I have never broken a bone, never had a serious injury, but this tooth is false. I have broken this tooth 5 times. Yes, let me repeat that. I have broken this tooth 5 times. Have you ever broken a bone or have you ever had a serious injury? Michael D. Fernandez, have you ever been on TV once? You've been on TV once when you were a child. Cool. Aloiso! Hey, Aloiso dos Santos. Hey, man. Privyet. I've never been to Russia. I will come. I'm going to come see you. I'm going to come teach you English. So careful, Omer. It's not I never have a bone, but I have never broken a bone, right? I have never broken a bone. Get there. Let me just put that up for you. I have never broken a bone, right? And if you have, how could it be possible to break the same tooth 5 times? Well, the first time I was trying to jump on my brother. The second time I was fighting. The third time it just broke in, like I think I hit a wall with my face. And the final time, the last time, a friend of mine hit me in the face accidentally with a small statue of a bird. And they called us for like a photo, and then I go like, hey, whatever. And then it like hit me in the face. And that was 2 years ago. The last time I broke this tooth, touch wood, I never want to break it again. I'm really paranoid about it. But Sylvie, you have never broken a bone. Good. Farida had worked as an anchor in radio and TV in India. So Rosalia, so careful here, Rosalia. You said I broke my wrist last year on Egypt. So really, if you can say like I have, like if you say I broke a bone last year in EGYPT in Egypt, right? So just be careful not to say I broken a bone. I broken my wrist last year in Egypt, but you'd say I broke a bone last year, or I broke my wrist last year in Egypt. In this case, you'll just use the past simple, right? That sounds horrible. Was it really bad? Hope it wasn't too bad. Chris, you have broken a bone. Chris, I have a question. Chris, which bone did you break? Let me just ask it there. Chris, that's my question. Which bone did you break? And when did it happen? Please let me know. Was it bad? Was it really sore? Farida has never broken a bone but had a hairline fracture. Well, it doesn't sound too bad. Seems kind of okay. I'm just kind of curious, Chris, what happened and which bone did you break? Okay, so here is where I have a question for you guys. So have you ever tried and the name of a food? So what is the best speciality in your country? What is the best nice food? Because we are in Ireland a little bit lazy with food. We don't really. So we often say like, have you ever tried Guinness, right? But you can ask about food. Have you ever tried Mexican food? Have you ever tried sushi? Elizabeth, you hurt your arm but did not see a doctor. Oh, okay. Well, maybe it wasn't so bad. Rosalia, yeah, you got it. Iliada, Dumait. Yeah, I have broken a bone. Joadson's asking about feijoada. Yes. So have you ever tried feijoada? Right. This is just an example here where I remember when I was in Brazil, people were always asking me, have you ever tried guaraná? Have you ever tried feijoada, right? But it's just an example of a food. If you're receiving a visitor to your home or to your country and you want to ask them about, different kinds of food, you ask them, well, have you ever tried sushi? But what about you guys? Have you ever tried Mexican food? Have you ever tried sushi? Michael D. Fernandez, are you Brazilian? Then you have definitely tried feijoada. Miriam is asking about, have you ever tried chincali? No, I have never. I have never tried chincali. I actually don't know what it is. Call of Duty Mobile is asking, how many countries have you been? So it's how many countries have you been in? Just to help you. Have I ever tried the Hungarian goulash? I love Hungarian goulash. I have tried it many, many times. Sorry, I misspelled it. How many countries have you been in? Call of Duty Mobile. I've been in, I think, 15 or 16 countries. I've been in most countries in Europe. I've been in Brazil, but I have only been outside of Europe 2 times. I have been to Brazil 2 times, but I've been to many, many different countries, right? Trudy is asking, have you ever tried Borenkol mit Wurst? I have no idea what that is, so I definitely have never tried. Ella tried sushi in Turkey. Have you ever eaten Mexican food sushi? Have you ever tried an Indian food called paratha? No, I've definitely never tried that. I would love to find out what that is. So if you are talking to a friend or you're comparing, talking about different foods, this is where we ask, have you ever tried and have you ever had there? Carmen didn't like, whoa, what is my favorite country? Favorite country to visit, to go visit a place? I really love the Netherlands. I thought the Netherlands was so much fun, and I really loved Spain. Those are 2 countries I would go back. Rosalia, your accident happened on Luxor Temple. I had an operation New Year's Eve. Oh my God, hope you're okay. Susie, yes, I have tried chicken curry many, many times. I love chicken curry. I'm not the best at making it myself, but definitely not there. So the next thing here is about activities, about sports. Have you ever tried an extreme sport? So first question is, do you guys, Yasmin, yes, how many countries have you been to? Yes, that's probably a little bit better, actually. How many countries have you been to? How many countries have you been to, Yasmin? Have I ever tried Italian food? Oh, man, I love Italian food. I mean, I really, really love Italian food. But my big regret is that when I was in Italy, I really wanted to order pineapple on my pizza just to be annoying. But anyway, coming back to sports, do you guys do any kind of sport? Have you ever tried an extreme sport? Have you ever tried motorbiking or surfing? I am really lazy. I have not tried any of these extreme sports. None of them at all. I've never tried surfing, never tried windsurfing. I've never tried skiing. I've never tried bungee jumping. I get all the adventure I need from my PlayStation, but I'm very curious about you guys. Raghav is skating in main road at full speed. That's your extreme sport, is it? How much is full speed? 60 kilometers, Raghav? Chris, you broke a bone in your leg 5 years ago. Oh, okay. Was it okay? Was it a bad break? Was it a difficult situation? Susie, yes, I have tried yoga. My mother actually is a yoga teacher, and she showed me the basics of yoga a couple of years ago. May Bright, have I ever tried hiking? Yes. Where I live in Donegal, in the north of Ireland, is an excellent place for hiking. I go a lot with my parents, or when I can. But definitely I've tried hiking, and I would really love to do more hiking in Europe, to visit more forests, to go to more rural places. But Iliad, I've never tried snowboarding. Recep, I have tried beach volleyball. All right, well, that's not really an extreme sport, but I have tried beach volleyball. Michael D. Fernandez, yeah, I've never tried an extreme sport. It seems too dangerous. Yeah, same for me. I like Red Dead Online is enough for me, really. 70 kilometers an hour. Yeah, Raghav, that's fast enough, I guess. Yeah. Do you guys do any sport? Carmen said her son has tried bungee jumping. I almost died when he told me about it. Yeah, I'm not surprised, Carmen. I'm not surprised at all. I wouldn't try bungee jumping, right? So let's talk about languages. Have you ever studied a different language? Chris is asking, yes, I have tried rock climbing. I've tried, actually, well, yeah, it was years ago. I tried rock climbing here on a mountain in Donegal, and it was terrifying. It was so scary. I didn't like it. Sylvie is asking, have you ever jumped, or maybe like, have you ever parachuted? Have you ever parachuted, or have you ever gone parachuting? Maybe it might be a little bit out there. No, and I never will, Sylvie. Never gonna do that. Absolutely never gonna parachute. I just don't want to do it. No way. Have I ever tried football, Omar? Well, yeah, I've tried football 1 or 2 times. Yeah. Umut has never tried extreme sports, just in normal sports. So what about languages, guys? Have you ever studied a different language? Personally, I've studied a couple of languages. I've been studying and learning, but I've definitely studied Dutch. Ik leren Nederlands spreken. I've studied Polish. Lubię tu mówić, nie umiem mówić bardzo dobrze, tego mówić, ale lubię tu mówić. Out there. I've tried Hungarian a little bit. Definitely this year or next year, I want to come back to Dutch. I'm really kind of in love with the idea of learning Dutch. Yeah. You need to help me, Trudy, there. Call of Duty says, so not say I am studied Call of Duty, but I simply, I have studied Spanish before. You can say it like that there, Call of Duty. I have studied Spanish before, sometime in the past. Who was asking? Susie, have you ever tried scuba diving? No, but I really, really want to. I really want to scuba dive and swim with dolphins. Definitely. I would definitely out there. So careful, Sylvie. In this case, you can just simply say, yes, I have studied German before, right? So in this case, you don't need to say ever. So the ever is more about the question, like have you ever? Because I don't know, right? Miriam said you have studied Russian at school. Okay, cool. Where are you from, Miriam? Are you from a country or which speaks a different language or whatever? Omer, you studied German at school, but you forget it. Yeah, same for me. Ich habe alles vergessen. Es tut mir leid, right? Farida is learning Arabic. Michael D. Fernandez, I have studied French, but my head started to explode, so I've decided to focus on English. That's pretty cool. That's fair enough. French is a difficult language. I consider it actually quite different language. Tapio is bilingual Finnish and Swedish. Interesting. I have studied English in Sheffield, UK, and England, also German, French, and Russian. Cool. You're from Georgia. All right, very interesting. Personally, I've studied a lot of different languages. I'm always going to continue. I'm never going to stop. It's really my big, big passion. All right, so this is the last question for today because it's Saturday. We got to go relax and do something, not studying English all the time. Oh, thank you very much, Carmen. Really appreciate the feedback. Have you ever been to an English-speaking country? Daniela Rodriguez, have you ever studied Japanese? A little bit. Like I can ask for a beer, biro ukudasai, but that's it a bit. Hindi, I really want to learn Hindi one day because I definitely want to travel India, and I have so many students in India. It'd be great. But have you ever been to an English-speaking country? So me personally, I'm Irish, but I have been to England, and I have. Have you ever been to? I have been to Scotland. So I have been to England 4 times, I think. I have been to London. I have been to Manchester, I have been to Liverpool, and I have been in Scotland 2 times. I've been to Edinburgh and I've been to Glasgow, and I had a great time. Now, I have never been in a United States, like an American city. I have been in the airport for a connection flight, which doesn't really count. So I have never been in New York, or I've never been in LA. But I was in the airport 4 years ago. But what about you guys? Have you ever been to an English-speaking country? Recep studied German beside Terry. Don't get that, Yasmin. Have the comments frozen or something? Okay, so Farida says, so it's not I had been, Farida, it's I have been. You're confusing that's past perfect, Farida. You want to say I have been to the UK, to Scotland, to England. So when was the last time you were there, Farida? When was the last time you were in England or you were in Scotland? When was the last time you were there? Have you ever been in Madrid or Barcelona? Yes, I have been in both cities. I have been in Madrid and I have been in Barcelona. Now, giving you more details, I lived for 1 year in Barcelona in 2008, and the first time I was in Madrid was 10 years ago, but I have been at my time. Oh, thank you very much. One of my Udemy students. I'm very glad you like the class. It's great to be here. Rosalia, you have been to London 2 times. Very nice. I have been to Edinburgh, not I had been, Farida. Elizabeth Passante, you are American. So Elizabeth, have you ever been to Ireland, to Canada, doing that there. Christina, you have been in Canada. Excellent. When did you go? Why did you go there, Christina? Rosalia, did you like London? And how long did you stay there? Marguerite Fernandez, I've never been to an English-speaking country. Don't feel confident enough. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. It's really not that difficult. When you arrive in an English-speaking country, just doing the basics is just tourist stuff. It's really easy right there. Oh, Tapio has been everywhere in the UK and in Dublin, surroundings in Ireland. I studied in English, Sheffield University, studied there for a year. Very interesting. Cool, nice. You're well traveled, I see. Okay, guys, I think that's it for the class today. Now, remember, you can download the slides for free. I'll put the link here in the comments, and it's also in the description. It's on my online school. It's completely free. You just need to put your name and an email to make an account on my online school, and it's completely for free. And you can download all the slides from all of the quiz and out there. Daniele Rodriguez, you've been in London and Paris. Ooh, very nice. Was it a good holiday, Daniele? Mevlutkan is asking, have you ever been in Turkey? Not yet. One day, definitely I will. All right. Okay, guys, that's it. I'm kind of tired now. I hope you're all doing okay. I hope you're all staying well in these difficult times. I'm happy to do these lives. It's a lot of fun. It's nice to have some conversations, some comments with you guys, and then give you some feedback and be able to not just grammar rules, but that you really start to feel more confident using this and understanding, well, when do you use it, right? You don't quite understand that. All right. Okay. Thanks, guys. Take care. And remember, I'll just put the link in the description again. Link in the comments out there. You can just download the slides completely for free in PDF in an easy way. So I'm going to go upload that right now. All right. Thanks for coming, guys. Happy Saturday.